Hello.
Well, let's find out what Hisai's gonna ask Nakai. No, not
Oh wow,
Nakai.
soft
Mato.
open there. He looks down at his messy pile of books on the desk before putting down the papers in his hand and standing up with some difficulty to properly address me. That's what I'm here for, after all. Ask away.
He does look like a chemistry teacher. Now that
He does.
I
He
look
does.
at it, yeah, yeah. He knows
Kind of.
secrets. He knows things that we don't know. He's like, it's all pointless. There's no meaning. It's only chaos.
God. I was just wondering, what would you say is the motivation behind teaching? Oh. He thinks on this question for a few moments before responding, evidently far from having a prepared answer. If you talk to 10 different teachers, I think you'll get 10 different answers to that question.
Yeah, like if you ask 10 philosophers the same question, I'll give you 10 different answers.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
While I can only speak for myself, I'd say that I teach because...
Money, money, money. Even then, it's not that much money for all the work you have to do. Like,
no, that's very true. You know, there's not pay our teachers, pay everybody more.
Yeah.
He sinks into thought again, carefully assessing the way he wishes to present his idea. Think of it this way. When you were a child, you probably played with sticks and pebbles and moving water, such as the gutter or puddles, right? Yeah, I think a lot of people do that when they're young. Well, it's not just when they're young for some, though it does take on another form. My point is, though, that when one is doing that, they're curious about how the water will flow or be changed. Everyone, even at that young age, possesses an intense wonderment about how the world around them works, even in its smallest forms. I still feel that sense of wonderment about the universe. Even just reading about new discoveries or classic experiments gives me a renewed sense of awe at how marvelous everything is, from the farthest stars to the smallest puddle. I just hope that I can give others even a small piece of that wonderment I feel. If I can do that, even if it's just for one person, I think I can be happy as a teacher.
I think that's what it boils down to, being a teacher. It's just passing on the wonder and the joy of one thing. You know, like being able to play bass or play guitar, for example. You know, it's a skill, and when you can do it, it just adds a new dimension to your life, you know? But
yeah, man.
You know, it's like anything. Yeah, I get it. It's a good answer.
It's a solid answer. He scratches his head as he mentally reviews what he said. I feel like I understand him better now. Even if he's awkward around others, he does have a genuine want to be around them and offer them a piece of his self that he values.
Yeah, man.
What Lilly told me yesterday rings in my ears. I think you get on well with others, huh? She always did say I was unusually curious.
You're gonna become a science teacher.
I think so. Sorry if that was a little meandering. Does that answer your question? It does, thank you. I also had another question, actually. Oh, what might that be? Do you have any college brochures or guides? It's about time I started getting some applications in. Oh, me, yeah. He nods and bends down to look inside his desk. As he does so, I notice that he's wearing a remarkably genuine smile. I don't think I've ever really seen him act this natural around others. Perhaps this isn't Muto the teacher, but rather Muto the person. Yeah, if you need any more, feel free to ask. He hands me about half a dozen brochures and booklets of various colours and sizes, which I take eagerly. What were they called? Prospectus?
Yeah.
Yes, it will be this information which I'll use to forge my own future. I think Now, after all this time and all these trials, I can finally start to see the big picture of my life ahead of me. Sorry, that was just a really epic start. My body may be like this, but my mind is still very much able. Thank you!
Yeah, man.
Epic.
That was kind of epic. What's happened to Hisao, man?
Yeah. He's a new man.
Yeah.
He's developed. He's grown. This is strange. That single thought has graced my mind a countless number of times since my life here began. It feels like an easy way to discard a troubling question, as if simply labeling something with those 3 words will make it go away, or at least not worth thinking about any further. My life before my heart attack feels more blurry every time I try to remember it, and my mind struggles to keep up with all the events suddenly happening around me since. I heard somewhere that this is what it feels like to be left stranded in a country with only the most basic understanding of the local language. Indeed, when I think about it, that seems a marvellously apt analogy for what's happened to me. But such situations are also supposed to make you very capable in that language very fast, as you're forced to learn it in order to survive.
Yeah, that's true.
Another way, the situation becomes sink or swim.
Yep.
I wonder if I've really managed to swim after all this time. The exams are stressing me out a lot, even though they're finally coming to an end. But I have remained in Muto's favour, and I have some sort of direction for my future now. But I keep using that stupid, meaningless phrase. This is strange. It really is amazing how fast one comes to accept being surrounded by people with sometimes incredibly jarring disabilities and conditions. So much so that I really wonder why I feel so much like a foreigner. It certainly isn't for lack of socialization or friends. I've come to know most of my classmates on first name terms, and know a few others around the school. Whether they're missing an arm or a leg, the students here are just like anyone else of their age. I can navigate the halls that I once lost myself in with an ease I'd not expected to ever have, thanks to the school's logical layout, and can engage my teachers in comfortable discussion. I swirl around gently the tea in my cup, the reflected image of my face becoming distorted by the moving liquid. This is strange. I used to hate drinking tea. Maybe I'm thinking too much. The familiar sound of china rattling from a teacup, touching an accompanying saucer, rings out.
Is something the matter?
Don't worry, it's nothing. I take a long sip of the tea in front of me, as the girls do. Just whiling away the time in Lily's room, sipping tea with her and Hanako. It feels familiar, almost nostalgic. So, how's your work in the newspaper club? How's your work in the newspaper club going, Hanako?
I want to know too. It sounds like it would be quite interesting.
QI. Hanako's face turns down at the attention placed upon her, though her smile belies the fact that she genuinely likes being the centre of interest for the two of us.
It's good. I think I'm getting better at it. Naomi and a couple of her friends handle most of the jobs, getting stories and stuff. I just do the computer things, like putting the stories together and getting it printed. It's nice, since I can sit and concentrate.
I see Lily's low-tech nature isn't shared by Hanako. While sitting in a room compiling other people's newspaper articles into documents doesn't strike me as overly outgoing, it is heartening to see her widening her circle of friends. Baby steps, I guess. It's probably a bit much to be expecting her to become a socialite like Lily.
How are you finding Naomi? I heard she can be quite troublesome at times.
And Lily's going into her mothering mode over Hanako. Letting go of her is something she's had to learn. Hanako scratches her cheek, thinking on the answer.
Naomi's nice. She's a bit loud sometimes, and a bit tiring. But she's really helpful. Her friends are nice too. Yeah, man, I get that. That's wonderful to hear, Hanako. I'm glad you found a source of such enjoyment.
Lily's smile is warm and genuine, but I can sense a touch of wistfulness to it as well. Hanako seems to miss that entirely, but I don't think for a second that I'm imagining it. I suppose it's because I've slowly come to pay more and more attention to everything going on around me. With things seemingly happening faster and faster, it feels like I'll miss something if I'm not as observant as possible. With the exams, my newfound love life, trying to fit in some studying regarding my options for college and university, and my heart condition applying the brakes on everything at irritatingly random times, my brain's been in overdrive recently. It makes me appreciate the rare quiet times such as these. I guess this is why Lily came to appreciate her weekly walks to the convenience store and her tea parties with Hanako, despite her like of being surrounded by others. They gave her a moment of peace in a chaotic and busy life. Thank God the exams are over, hey!
Thank God the exams are over, eh?
Thank God the exams are over, eh?
Fucking voice, man.
Oh. Fucking voice. The comment draws an earnest chuckle from both of the girls. It seems like everybody's been a lot happier since the exams ended last week. So, what are you doing for the summer holidays, Hanako? Only... I quickly count the days in my head. Today's Monday, and school finishes on Saturday. 5 days to go, after all. Oof, it's not a lot.
I was thinking of traveling, just around a bit.
Huh.
There's a lot of places I want to see, and I think I have enough money to pay for the bus and train rides. Naomi and one of the other girls in the newspaper club said they might come along too. Look, you go, Hanako!
Her look indicates she's given the matter quite a lot of thought. I'm kind of surprised that she's contemplating
I'm not
something like
I'm
this.
not well enough, but I'm kind of emotional because like that's a huge character development right there.
Oh,
you know,
it's a shame that we're stopping for dinner soon. I'd rather, I wish we could keep that ride going.
Yeah.
Because it will make the end. It seems she's really become intent on striking out on her own.
Oh, mate, I'm a sook. Like I'll cry at anything. So don't worry about it. Is there anywhere in particular you're thinking of going?
Scotland!
I was thinking that Kyoto sounds nice. I think I'll try to go to a few places, though.
Kyoto. The anagram lover's Tokyo. Lily nods in approval, happy with Hanako's plans. While I cast my eyes to Lily, I refrain from asking her the same question. She's been evasive with her plans for the future for a long time now, but I never seem to get a good time to broach the subject alone with her. Every time it comes up in conversation, it feels like she's either unsure of herself or simply dodging the question. It's troubling. Be sure to call sometime while you're out and about. I gave you my number before, right? Hanako gives a quick nod, a happy smile on her face. It's strange to see how happy people seem to become when they have a goal to work towards. Yuko seems to brighten whenever her university aspirations are brought up, and now Hanako's just the same. So why do I still feel this uncertainty? And why Lily too? Relationships really can be irritatingly troublesome sometimes.
Yeah, they can be.
It's true.
Speaking from experience.
Mm-hmm.
What time is it?
Oh, it's Chico time. It takes me a second to remember that Lily's clock doesn't have any visual feedback. I really should know, given how many times I've been in her room. Oh, alright. Nevertheless, I take my watch from my bag and quickly check it, the reason for her asking becoming clear. It's about 20 past 10, nearly curfew. Hanako rises to her feet, dusting herself off and neatening her gown after doing so.
I'd better get going then. Good night, Lily, Hisso. Sleep well, Hanako.
See you tomorrow! With that, she walks to the door and quietly makes her exit. Oof. Silence. This seems to be happening more and more between Lily and me recently. After a few seconds, I finally find something to talk about. Oh, yeah, I talked to Muto on Friday and finally checked out some guides on college and how to apply for it.
That's good news. If you're going to be applying for colleges, I assume you have some idea in mind of what you might do in the future.
I think I've settled on becoming a science teacher. It's going to take a while to get through university and everything to be qualified, but I think it'll be worth it. Lily's face brightens considerably at the news. I suppose, with her wish to become a teacher, she's delighted I've taken the same kind of path.
So, you've decided on a career of teaching.
Sounds like a self-help book.
I think that path suits you most excellently. It's probably a book out there, you know.
Most excellent.
So you decided to become a teacher. Welcome to hell!
Decided to become a teacher. Yeah.
Fucking good luck.
I smile and nod. This time, even if I know she can't see me doing so, I know she feels it.
I imagine Muto would have taken to the news well.
He was thrilled. That's one word for it. Hey, Lily?
Yes?
Uh-oh. I know you want to be a teacher, but... For a second, I wonder whether I should really ask her the question on my mind. But that's quickly brushed aside by the fact that this is rather late to have second thoughts.
Surely you don't still think I'd be offended by something regarding my blindness.
Her accusing tone is betrayed by her grinning face, amused at my awkwardness in raising the topic. Some things never change. Good point, I guess. I was just thinking whether or not being blind would be a hindrance. What with your ambitions to become a teacher and all. She looks mildly surprised before giving the question some thought. I refuse to think she's never actually pondered this issue before.
I wonder. Hessa, could you close your eyes for a moment?
Okay. Ooh, raising an eyebrow, I do as she requests. We might have to get the big on spray out soon. I have no idea what she has in mind, and my questions only increase as I peek out from one eye. Taking the black ribbon she usually wears in her hair from the cabinet beside her bed, she advances towards me while running it through her fingers to remove any stray hairs remaining on the piece of cloth. I suddenly click on to her intentions as I feel the black strip make contact with my face, wrapping around my head and over my eyes.
Oh.
Yeah. What exactly is this for?
It's a little test, so since you seem to be wondering, I'll let you see things as I do for a time.
Huh, so that's what this is about. Clown. To be honest, this actually sounds kind of fun. Childish and rather silly to anyone who would be watching, but a bit of silly fun never hurt anyone. I stand up with a heave, my hands quickly moving out in front of me to warn me of any obstacles. Okay, now what?
Now touch me. Oh?
If you say so. Now then. I slowly make my way forwards towards the sound of Lily's voice. My walking speed could barely even be called a shuffle, the entire experience feeling alien enough that I don't want to risk inadvertently tripping over anything, such as her table or her haphazard piles of books. Something soft, yet solid, brushes against my left leg. Further inspection reveals it to be Lily's bed. I move onward, finding myself thankful that Lily's room is so neat and tidy. Even the piles of books she has are generally kept close to the wall, well out of harm's way. The hard wall pressing against my outstretched hands makes me furrow my brow in frustration. Hey, Lily! Where are you? Scooby-Doo!
What are you doing over there? I'm over here.
Lily's voice comes from the other side of the room, far from where it was before, even to my untrained ears. If she's going out of her way to avoid me reaching her, then is this just a game to her?
Oh, it's a fun little game.
Of course it is. Compared to a life where even the concept of sight is an abstract one, a few minutes in a blindfold are nothing. I guess she made her point. She's more than capable of navigating her room, and further, I've seen how independent she is when compared to many of the others in Yamaku. Well, even if this is just a game, I may as well play it wholeheartedly, yeah. With a pace much quicker than before, I move towards the source of her voice, deftly sidestepping the table in the centre of her room thanks to remembering its position. I've got you now. I have you now. She gives an impish giggle, one just long enough to work out that she's passing just beside me.
An impish giggle, like...
Impish, yeah, she's like... Oh. Wham. Bam.
Oh, wham, bam.
Alakazam. Thank you, ma'am. I quickly turn her in to face the new direction. Oh, the table wasn't there before. Ow. 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 I slowly sit up next to the bed, raising my blindfold as I rub my aching head. Next to the table? Where did I get the bed from? I was looking at the bed. I give an irritated kick to the table that's sitting just in front of where I fell. Utterly pointless, but the thing deserved it.
Hisso?
Lily's still standing just to my side, obviously unsure of what's befallen me. Sorry, I kind of fell over.
You fell over.
I haven't heard that in a while.
Are you hurt?
Wow, that takes me back. My head hurts, my feet stink, and I don't love Jesus, but I think I'm okay. I think the table moved in order to trip me over. She giggles as she walks over and takes a seat beside me, her hand resting on my own.
I suppose that's the end of that then.
I think so. But I also think I get the point, though I do wish it hadn't involved such a headache. Lily suddenly looks blank.
Point?
And I return an extraordinary flat look. That was just for fun?
I just thought it might ease you up a little bit about the subject. You always seem to tiptoe around it after all. In regard to teaching, sight isn't that important. There are plenty of classes taught by entirely blind teachers and more than enough resources for me to learn the subject. It's as simple as that, really.
I slump my shoulders and give a snort of amusement. Yeah, I understand. I guess we'll both just have to work hard to reach our goals then. What is it? With a little hesitation, Lily pushes forward her chin and closes her eyes in an unmistakable gesture. They just love winching.
Yeah, man.
I accept gladly, our lips touching. As they do, I suddenly feel her hand snaking up my chest from underneath my shin, shaking up my chest.
She does that thing that people do to babies where they're just like...
Yeah. The feeling of her hand against my bare skin is enough to make my heart suddenly accelerate. So, she's in that kind of mood again. Wow, I'm hardly one to complain. She does genuinely like this, and even with all my medications, my libido is thankfully still intact.
Thank goodness.
I lean into the kiss further, holding her hand tightly as I feel it tracing the contours of my chest. Eventually, we break off from one another. The room's silent, but for our breathing.
Hey, Hisso.
Yep.
don't suppose you could wear the blindfold again?
Her tentative suggestion takes me by surprise.
Oh, we have 5 minutes.
Oh no.
We'll be able to get through
I
this in
suppose she
5
wants
minutes.
to introduce me to sex through her eyes as well, or just wants to find out what I'll be like during the act while hampered by the blindfold. Go, 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 go.
Go, 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 go!
With a measure of unease tempered by curiosity, I do, she says, and lower the blindfold over my eyes. The world becomes dark once again. Go, 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 go. I reflectively tense as I feel Lily's hand brush the side of my face, entirely unable to anticipate her touch. Go, 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 go. I really need this to get more used to contact like this. Even after the weeks we've been going out, it is as natural for me as it is for her. Go. Silence. Hey, Lily! Shh! I immediately follow her instruction and quietly listen, trying to make out anything that's happening around me. Go. Compared to before when I was chasing Lily, the need to carefully navigate the room's obstacles now gone. I can take my time and concentrate much harder on listening. Go. It takes a while, but I eventually pick up the soft sound of her breathing in the otherwise dead silent room. Go. In, out, go. Measuring against my own breathing, I realize it's definitely deeper than normal, especially for her. Go. Another sound makes its way to my ears, one that I can definitely identify immediately. I don't think I've heard it before, but go. My heart skips a beat as I realize the source. My hand almost reflects reaching out towards it. Her face feels softer than usual under my touch, her head just barely turning in acknowledgement towards the fingers on her cheek. Go.
Hisso.
I go up and take a moment to try and calm down. I need all the concentration I can muster while I'm like this in order to fully take in my surroundings. Go. After a few deep breaths, I think I managed to collect myself with a body so light that it wouldn't disturb a feather. I start to move my hand down her body, and I can feel myself losing focus again thanks to all the silken pajamas of hers that are resting so perfectly over the curves of her body. If she's like this, then that means she has to be sitting against her bed and facing me now to continue. Oh, right, this must be her hip. If I just move slowly down kitchen's back comes over. Tentatively following her fingers between her legs, losing them as they go underneath her underwear. Oh, God. Just the slightest moisture touches my fingertips. It's easy enough to work out what she's doing. My mind suddenly fills with visions of what she must be like in front of me right now. I'd never even imagined her doing this before, and being unable to see her doing the act only enhances the mood. No peeking. I work the blindfold upwards, brushing out of my eyes a couple of hairs that were stuck to the resin before. No peeking! For a period of time I can only guess at, my mind goes completely blank. Like, all I can do is stare as my newly freed eyes take in everything in front of them. No peeking! Rachel, get at the ready! It's just as I had worked out, Lily sits in front of me.
Oh, she's got...
With one hand on the ground to steady
Spotty
herself and her other
pants.
fingers tightly brushing between her legs. In behind her dark blue underwear, I think it's the most erotic sight I've ever seen. Go! Once again I reach out and brush her hair from her face, her chin tilting outwards as she fills her pleasure body with another breath of air. Lily! Lily looks on like she smiles at the call. Like her name. It always seems like it's at the moments when she's least attentive that she lets her most interesting emotions slip out. It's not long before she forks her fingers over her husband before her excitement evidently rising the scent of her sweat and hardly only echoing that fact. Go! I sit in front of her, it's hardly as if my own arousal was holding still, it's taking every fibre of my being to let her continue by herself instead of pushing myself on top of her. Go! Oh, it's strange. I'd initially found her clouded blue eyes to be distracting, almost disturbing their lack of focus. That bothers me far less than it used to. Now, go. My attention refocuses on her. She lets out a whimper, her breath coming much faster than before, and her hips subtly rocking. Go. No sooner there now do I realize how close the edge has become that her breath catches, her eyes clasped shut as every muscle in her body seems to contract. She mistakenly reaches her climax. Go. For only scant seconds, she tightens, huddled in ecstasy before her body relaxes. I'm not even saying words anymore. A drained sigh comes from her lips. Go. I just have no idea what to say. Silence reigns while I simply watch her, her hair hanging over her face as she sits exhausted.
Hisso.
When she reaches out to brush my face, my urges take complete control of my body. With it, I thought it was over. With this as much as a second of a thought, I push myself over her frame. Go. It's an unusual feeling being like this. I feel oddly powerful, holding myself above her blank face, as though for the first time since the accident so long ago, I feel physically strong. Lily, I want you. To my surprise, she smiles weakly before reaching upwards to feel the side of my face. It's an almost cheeky expression of the kind which she usually gets
Rachel,
only after getting something out of me.
I feel really strange.
No, it's fine. Just don't worry about it, Julian. Just keep going. You wanted me to do this? We're going to power through. We're going to finish it in 5 minutes. She hold her hand and gets a silent nod. I guess it was an effective way to make me take the initiative for once. Go. And again, to my surprise, she gets the ribbon still around my head, a sharp tug downwards. Once again, I'm lost completely in blackness.
I told you to keep it on, didn't I? I'm sorry, man. We're gonna have to carry this on next episode.
No, that's fine. That's fine. We did the best we could.
Jesus Christ. Don't. Y'all out there that watch porn with your bros, don't. Y'all are weird.
Okay.
I feel you know what? I'm thinking about turning Catholic. I need to go to confessional right now, man. I feel gross.
No.
I'm kidding. 90% kidding.
Yeah.
It's a game. Anyway, you know what to do. Hit like, subscribe, hit the bell, do the thing.
Yeah.
And
do all the
stuff. Make sure you have your bottles of Horny Be Gone at the ready for the next
Absolutely.
episode. It's very important for this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Fuck.
Part-timers, we do this part-time. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe.